Hey, Al. Dakota here. I want to start this off with a question. And that question is: has anybody else been feeling that wind of change lately? I'm just curious. A lot of New Age circles describe this feeling as, you're evolving, you're achieving higher density. Quite frankly, I'm certain about 99.98% of these people have very little clue about what they're actually talking about. Oh, that must mean you think you're all big and bad. No. I'm here learning just like everybody else. I'm just a little bit more open about just saying, hey, I'm not sure if I'm right, but this is what I saw. Here's what I think. Here's why I think what I think. Let's get a discussion going, which is what this is supposed to be, right? I had someone ask me the other day, why is it that I say that every single... I'm recording in my car and I'm in the parking lot at my civilian job. So that's just a truck going by. Gas station right here. Anyway, I had someone ask me the other day, why is it that I say that every single group, major group, is compromised? Why is it? Why did I say that? And immediately, I get the impression that these people were fishing to try and stir conflicts. So, may as well put this on the record, even though 90% of the people who say they're trying to be out there looking for the potential frauds are judgmental fuckers. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll say this. It is an unfortunate fact of life that we are always going to find conflict, no matter where we are in the world, no matter what dimension, density, whatever mindset, whatever purpose, whatever interest, there will always be conflict. And now, don't get me wrong. Quite frankly, a majority of this little conflict is bullshit. People acting like children. But perhaps that is a reflection of the times we're in. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I feel mankind, we are in our rebellious teenager phase, in our spiritual, mental evolution, if you will. And in this phase of life, there will be conflict. Because we realize we are no longer children. We feel ready to take on the challenges of the world. But in reality, none of us have a fucking clue what those challenges actually are. Because we're becoming a little bit more aware, because, quite frankly, unless there's some supreme evil, now mind you, I'm keeping this generic, because my stance is, regardless of whether or not you believe in the Sikaar, or alien influence, or this or that, or this or that, something's fucking happening in the world, let's face it. And we're all fucking confused. Okay? Okay. So, it has become blatantly obvious that many political leaders are no longer trying to hide the fact that they are not serving the people. Many groups have become so comfortable in their positions, in their influence of other nations, that they will instigate genocide, knowing no one will stop them. There might be a few bleeding hearts on the social medias, but who listens to them? All people seem to care about these days is putting up a little heart emoji, thoughts and prayers, right? And that's it. We think that that's all. I'm in this mindset where now don't get me wrong, manifestation, it's a very real thing, but it's a lot more complex than most people realize. It requires action. Whether you want to get into magical rituals, when you really strip it down, any magical ritual, any sort of spiritual practice, meditation, prayers, this is all to get you in the proper focus, in the proper mindset, right? It is very similar in a lot of ways to when, say, a celebrity is trying to get themselves into certain mindsets for a role so they can put on better performance, more convincing performances. Performances that they themselves could maybe one day watch back on and believe, make the public, the audience believe, feel, because they know when the audience resonates with the story, when they feel the impact, the emotion, the connection, maybe even draw a few parallels to themselves. That's what drives the performance. That's what makes it more impactful. Manifestation works very similar. But it's believed to me that one of the biggest psyops underway that no one is confronting is the fact that we are utilizing the idea of manifestation and prayer as a psyop to make people think that sitting around on their ass and thinking pleasant thoughts is enough to truly help people. Now, in some situations, it is. As I've said before, we need to try to do a little bit more to experience kindness and compassion, because sometimes, and I'm saying this because the city I'm in right now is unfortunately a popular spot for people taking their own life because of a major landmark attraction that a lot of people fought in order to keep the jurisdictional confusion in place so they can bungee jump off of it. It's true. It's legit. The Perrine Bridge here in Idaho, it's literally 10-15 minutes that away from me. There's a lot of people who watch videos and don't realize that bridge is a lot higher than it looks. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. When it comes to sometimes saving people who are maybe just going through some shit, and they just lost a family member, having issues with their job, stressed out about a relationship, whatever the situation may be, sometimes, yes, the most effective action and stop them from potentially doing something worse, doing something irreversible, is a small act of kindness. There's people who have gone on major killing sprees, who have purposely singled individuals out because they were kind to them and left them alone. Kindness is a very powerful thing, but the compassion, the empathy, the feeling of wanting to do something more, that's what makes us human. And perhaps to reinstate my idea that the ultimate psyop is the idea that thoughts and prayers are all that's needed to fix the world. Again, don't get me wrong, it does have some effect. There's scientific backing that shows that proper alignments, proper thoughts, proper prayer can have physical benefits, medical benefits even. There is science to it. I'm not denying that. But this notion that we see within the public, that that's all it takes. The reason why it's one of the most effective psyops is because so many have convinced us that we are incapable of doing more. There's a war zone over there. Well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Right? Tell me I'm wrong. There's open talk of genocide over there. Well, what are we going to do? Huh? I'll be honest. There's certain things I haven't given much thought of until I ended up with personal connections. And in some of those personal connections, it gave me a reason to truly think about how to approach things. Because while I'm sitting here saying that the biggest psyop is the thought that all we need to truly do is to focus on thoughts and prayers. The same people that are affected by these travesties, as much as they would want someone to help them, to reach out, for the situation to end altogether, many of them come to a certain form of acceptance in that the greatest gift that these people have that follow this mindset is the gift of ignorance. The fact that they don't know the true horror. And I'll be honest, in the things I've experienced in life, and I know there's a lot of people that don't like talking about the dark stuff, but it's also why I'm so vocal about it. You want to know the true thing? The true horror? When you know something awful has happened? The true horror does not lie within screams, in terror, in gunshots or bombs. It's the silence. It's silence afterwards. It's the silence of sitting there waiting for just one little sign of life that someone you've come to care about is okay. It's the silence that follows knowing it is the sound of giving up, of people falling into the abyss. And to what I say to this is the reason why we're survivors, the reason why we feel compelled to try to help another human being is so we don't let them fall into that silence. So that way, when the voices are spoken, the stories are told, the thoughts remain. Even if not consciously, the thought remains. The memory of it carries on. And with the information of what went wrong, we can get off our ass and do something right. It won't be easy. The path forward, even those with foresight are getting confused. But it's going to be what it takes to truly combat what's going to happen next. But it also requires one last little thing. A tendency to follow certain narratives. To only follow certain voices. Treating these issues like we're rallying for sports teams. We got to kill that idea. Those are my thoughts for the day. I hope y'all had an awesome weekend. Much love. Take care. I'll let you more about some of those other projects I hinted about before as soon as I have more information.